Hello everyone, welcome to the second day of HENNGE Talks. My name is Lane and I'm from the Engineering Talent Acquisition team. I'll be your host for the first session of today's talk, and nice to meet you all. Thank you all for joining us. I believe we have a lot of audience from yesterday as well, from different parts of the world, so thank you for joining us yesterday, and hope everyone's excited, as we also are very excited to present to you the remaining session of today's talk. For those who missed the first day session yesterday, please do not worry, we will have the videos uploaded later on, so please check that out. And for today, we will have 3 sessions, as you see in the screen. First session is behind the screens, UI UX design for impact from now until 1 p.m. The second session is from front-end focus, maintaining cloud stores from the front end only. That starts from 2 to 3 p.m. JST. And the last session is enter the new world of work from 4 to 5 p.m. JST. So yeah, before moving any further, I'd like to recap what HENNGE Talks is for those who are joining us for the first time. HENNGE Talks is an event for individuals who are seeking for some insights of what it's like to work in B2B SaaS company in Japan. And we hope to deliver information that will be useful for you and for your future career as well. And again, for our first talk, it's entitled Behind the Screen, UI UX Design for Impact. And in this talk, you will gain understanding on how UI UX designers can make impact in product development and planning. And also, we'll get to hear some of the challenges that they face. And lastly, you will see how they collaborate in design through a live demo. So yeah, I guess everyone is ready and excited for today. So let's introduce Sara-san and Kameyama-san.
Okay, thank you, Lane-san, for introducing us and also having us here today. And I'm Sarah from HENNGE UI UX design team, and this is the program of Behind the Screens UI UX Design for Impact. Okay, so this is the outline for today. In the first 2 parts, we will introduce who we are and what is our process, and then we will demonstrate our actual feature design using pair design methodology, and we will do the panel discussion and Q&A session at the end of this program. And at the end of this program, I'm hoping that you will understand how we operate and what is the challenges and excitement of being a UI UX designer at HENNGE. So stay tuned. So first thing first, who are we? So this is the HENNGE design team, and we have 7 designers, and we UI UX design team has 2 designers, Kame-san and me, and there's also a communication design team that are doing any marketing related design like website design or brochure design, and we also have collaborative project that is document design for a sales team to improve their document design. And this program is focused on UI UX design, and we have all of us here today because we are only 2. And Kame-san, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Sarah-san. Hello, nice to meet you. I'm Kame, member of UI UX designer team, and I joined HENNGE after a decade as a web designer for TV broadcaster and 3-year product designer for HR startup. And my current focus is on building design system. So yeah, for the company's flagship product, HENNGE One. And outside of work, I love to walk through the real and game worlds. So yeah, this is the picture when I went to Nara.
I really like this picture.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, I like this huge button.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So you also like the
I like
sculpture.
Yeah, they're so calming, and actually you're a very calming person as well.
Oh, thank you.
Like Buddha. Yeah, so this is the Kame-san. And this is me. I'm Sarah again, and I joined HENNGE last year May, and I've been doing also like UX design kind of thing in a previous job, so I still love doing user research, like interviewing and stuff, and I also love collaborating with the team, so I sometimes facilitate some design workshop with the team to dig in some user experience or gather some user insights from everyone. And I'm also very interested in corporate identity kind of thing. So I'm quite proud of this HENNGE Design magazine that we have to introduce what we are doing and as a design team, or like, yeah, our activity in general. And I'm also a weekend photographer. I really like film photography. Yeah.
I love that
Nice to see.
picture. So you have a cute T-shirt.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, this is kind of my favorite
I love
T-shirt.
that.
All right, so this is about us. And this is our UI UX responsibility. So the main thing we do is the design of HENNGE UI. That is our major product. And we also are creating a design system for HENNGE UI. And we spent a lot of time communicating with the team because it's very important to align all the expectations from different divisions and also the users. We do a lot of documentation as well because we operate mostly online, remotely. So it's very important to leave what decision we made or how we reached that decision. Okay, so this is the project teams of HENNGE UI. So inside HENNGE UI, there are 4 smaller products, and each product has its own development team. And we assign ourselves to multiple teams, and we join team activities like daily stand-up, weekly UI meeting, or project planning meetings with the team. It's a little busy here because we are only 2 designers for 4 teams.
Yep.
But it's always nice to have a big picture of everything so that we can deliver consistent user experience across products. And this is the tool we use. We love Figma and we use it a lot. And other things are mostly for communications and documentation and also task management or feature management. Let me also explain a bit of our process. And we joined pretty much all the phases of product development, depending on the features, not always everything, but we joined like from, for example, collecting user insights to like have a prototyping and also reviewing and releasing process. And again, it's very important to understand from like a user or a problem and what we want to achieve through feature development. So we don't just do the hi-fi prototyping part, but we try to get involved in any phases as much as possible. So from here, it's a fun part, pair design demonstration. Are you excited, Kame-san?
Yeah, I'm excited.
Before we jump in the demonstration part, let me give you what is the methodology we use. So we use the pair design method. It's kind of a trendy thing, I would say, among product designers like us. Thanks to a tool like Figma, we can come together in the same workspace and then work on the same design together. And there are some benefits of pair design. For example, it's definitely faster than doing it by yourself. So it's like a speeding up benefit, and we can also like refine our design. And it's also a great opportunities for us designers to learn from fellow designers. We used to not like work together, but now we can see how other designers are interacting with the object on the workspace, and we can probably find a lot of tricks while you're watching other designers working on design. So that's the pair design. And what we are going to show is 3 things. The first iteration of hi-fi prototyping for like a feature we actually implemented lately. And then we found a problem in the reviewing process. So I'll also explain what problem we found in that reviewing process. And then we do the second demonstration to improve that problem. All right. And the product we are speaking about is HENNGE Access Control. This is one of the HENNGE UI product, and it enables companies to install like cloud services in their work, like Office 365 or Google Workspace, or even like Figma that we are using. We can enable like single sign-on for these cloud services or business tools, and you can sign on everything with just one ID and password. So that's, I think, the key feature of HENNGE Access Control. And you can also do the employee management in this product or distribute device certificate. And the feature we are going to implement in this product is bulk action feature for employee management. So the user story here is that, so administrator wants to select multiple users at the same time, Kame-san is now demonstrating, and edit their information at the same time. And there another feature we need to take into account, that is advanced search feature. So this feature needs to be usable at the same time as bulk action feature. So what is advanced search feature? It's the feature that admin can filter the user, setting up multiple conditions like username or status of the users. And we will show which filter is applied by showing little tips here in the header area. So that's the advanced search feature. Okay, too much talking. Let's just jump in the first iteration of Pair Design. So imagine you're in the designer's regular meeting. Right. Hey, Kame-san, how's it going?
Yeah, pretty good. What about you?
I'm doing good. Okay, so today I want to discuss about this bulk action feature that I'm designing lately. So to give you some brief explanation, we need to add 3 new bulk action buttons: force logout, edit, and delete. And I'm thinking of replacing these 3 buttons, add user, download, upload, with these new buttons.
I see.
But my concern is that these buttons might be too far from the table where a user is interacting, you know, like they're choosing the employees. And it's a little far, so I thought it's not very noticeable.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think it's a little too far. All right, what about putting the buttons in the bottom 2 words? It's just gonna be above the table here and around here.
I also thought about it, but again, we need to also make this advanced search filter usable at the same time. So we need to display these indicators here. I wish we could use this space for the bulk action buttons, but seems like not.
I see. Then we could add the third toolbar for the bulk action buttons like this. Let me add the here.
Let me bring this down. Oh yeah, I see.
We don't need this, and we can bring the bulk action buttons.
Can I bring buttons from here?
This new toolbar. Oh.
Let me add this.
So thank you. Yeah, something like this.
Why is it so wide?
Maybe.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I think it's pretty nice, but aren't these buttons a little too big?
Yeah. That's true.
I think we can make it text button and make it a little smaller.
Looks better. Yeah, I think that's nice. And shall we add the icons too to make them look more like buttons?
All right. Yeah, they look like just a text. Let me add icons.
Yes.
Maybe delete button should be red.
Right. And change the icon. Edit. Yeah. And force logout. Logout. Like this.
Nice. I quite like it. And it's very close to the interactive area.
Right.
So yeah, let me refine this design and present in the design meeting.
Sounds good.
Thank you, Kame-san.
Yeah, anytime.
So that was the first demonstration of pair design, and this is what we got. And this design is actually implemented and someone shared it on Slack, and we were quite proud of it. However, we found a problem. So someone from the development team commented in GitHub like this. First selected row jumps away from the user when selected because of the additional bar added at the top. This is disconcerting for the user and should not happen. So let me show you what exactly happened. This is the video of the screen. It happens at the very beginning. So once the users start clicking, the whole table goes down and jumps away from you. That's what she meant. And yeah, we thought this is quite problematic. So we decided to do the second iteration. All right. So again, imagine you're in our daily regular designers meeting. Hey Kame-san, have you watched the video?
Yeah, I watched it. Yeah, we didn't thought about it last time.
No.
So yeah, this is quite critical, right?
Yeah, I thought it's quite bad. So now I'm thinking of like other design patterns. But again, could you help me create more patterns to present? Thank you. So let's work on it together.
Okay, I also think about it.
We've been doing a lot of pair design lately, aren't we?
Yeah, right. Yeah. I like pair design, so we can make more output.
Yeah. I sometimes want to just start doing pair design before I think of anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know I should not relying on too much.
That's true. Oh God.
I'm also enjoying a lot of like Figma updates.
Yeah.
They release a lot of new nice features.
Yeah. Always I'm looking for the update. Pause, log out, delete.
I'm adding this
Delete.
component.
And edit.
Right, I'm almost done, but how about you?
Yeah, me too. It's almost done.
Cool. Nice.
Yep. Finished.
Okay, so let's share what we got. So the first thing I came up with to, like replace the table head with this toolbar so that we can avoid the jumping thing. Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, I like that idea. But one thing, I think the table contents get difficult to understand without the table head. And the user might want to know what are each columns during the selection. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I wouldn't know what these columns mean without the head, so maybe that's not very nice.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. Can I share my idea?
Sure.
Yep, that is my idea. So, yeah, I know it was already an idea in our first iteration, but I was thinking that replacing the add and download and upload buttons on the top right could be the solution. So, and we can catch the user's attention by using the primary and danger red colors like this. What do you think?
Yeah, it's quite noticeable, I found. And yeah, I think it solves the problem, as you said, that the user might not realize it, but yeah, this might be the solution.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's probably too bright. Like a lot of information and colors going on.
Might be a bit strong.
But yeah, maybe we could do that.
Yeah.
So let's leave this as an option. And this is another idea I've got. So I was looking at what other products are doing. And I found that some of them have this floating toolbar at the bottom. So it doesn't affect any other like areas, and the table jump doesn't also happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this idea. So yeah, that's pretty cool. But I think it needs to have more contrast from the table because it has a light gray, right?
It's very muted color.
Also, one of my concerns is this might be a bit expensive implementation because we don't have a component like this yet in our design system. So yeah, we need to define the use case and the edge cases from scratch at first. Yeah.
That's so true. Like every time we try to add a new component to the design system, it's actually a lot of effort. That's true. Maybe it's too fancy.
Right. Okay. Can I make another idea?
Yeah. Did you come up with something else?
Yes. Yeah. I think we might not need to show all the advanced search condition indicators because it's difficult to show more than 3 in anyway. So yeah, currently actually it shows only 2 indicators, but so it might be more than 3, right? And then
that's true.
Yeah. So
like this.
Yes.
Yeah, it's already overlapping with the pagination.
So
that's true.
I think we can just show the number of conditions and use the rest of the space for bulk operation action. So
like this.
Yes, and okay. Can I put that? No.
You could probably just bring these buttons to the toolbar.
Yes. Let me bring this. This should be on the same line.
Oops.
Right. Like this?
I think this works. I mean, showing a lot of indicators plus buttons would be also very busy. So this is maybe less stressful for the user, and I think the user can click this button to open this model.
That's right.
Then they can check which filter is applied. At least they know like how many filters applied by looking at this blue button.
That's
so
true.
I think this is enough for the advanced search. Nice.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, then I will refine this idea again and present in the design meeting. I think people will like it.
Yep.
Okay, so that was the second iteration. And this is what we presented at the end. And this is a comparison from the first iteration to the second iteration. Maybe you might not find that they're that different, but there are a lot of discussions and design decision and consideration for the users behind this change. So this is, I would say, what we do from day to day. So to wrap up, that was the pair design. We don't do pair design for every single UI design enhancement, but we actually like this method a lot. And the first thing that we like is that it's very quick and easy. We don't need to prepare a lot of things before doing a pair design. We can just like go to the meeting and say like, hey, could you help me creating more patterns? And then we usually end up with doing the pair design. And it's always nice to synthesize our ideas and generate better idea. you might find a lot of like edge cases or things that you weren't aware of before. And at the end of this pair design, you might feel more confident in your design decision. So all in all, 2 heads are better than 1. Yep, that's it for our pair design demonstration.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sara-san, Kame-san. And thank you for explaining to us what your responsibilities are and for demonstrating such a cool pair design. It was quite fascinating for me as well, since it's my first time seeing a pair design live. So yeah, thank you so much for that. And hopefully our audience were able to get a peek of their thought process as well. And hopefully it can help those who are pursuing their career as a UI UX designer too. So if you guys have any questions, please let us know through the Q&A chat box, and we'll be addressing them later. So yeah, again, it was quite a very good presentation from you guys. Thank you so much. And just to get back a bit of what you guys were talking about, you are basically you're in charge of designing HENNGE UI. And yeah, may I ask, like, what do you enjoy the most about being a UI UX designer, or just designing this product itself?
Can I go
Do you
first?
want to go? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Go.
Yeah. Actually, I enjoy working with people from different cultural backgrounds. So we come to HENNGE from not only Japan, but also many other countries. So yeah, they always bring me new perspectives when we have a design-related discussion. So I learn a lot every day. Yeah, so I love that culture.
I see. Yeah, that's true. In HENNGE, we have a lot of people coming from different places. So yeah, like definitely it's thrilling to work with such a diverse environment. But may I ask Sada-san, what do you think?
Yeah, I also enjoy the same thing as Kame-san. I really like collaboration with diverse people. But I also really enjoy the domain itself, like designing a HENNGE UI is like solving a puzzle, because it's a B2B service. It's always like a technical constraint, or like a lot of complicated use cases, or like a different expectation from different divisions. Like even for sales, like customer support, technical part, and even like users have lots of layers, like administrators and end users. So all of this expectation needs to be balanced by design. So it's like we are trying to find optimal solutions to satisfy everyone's expectation. So I think that's one of the excitements, I would say, designing HENNGE UI.
I see. Overall, that sounds very like exciting and challenging at the same time. But yeah, and I understand there's just the 2 of you as of right now for the UI UX designer. May I ask, like, what are the challenges that you face right now?
Yeah, of course, like we are only 2, so there's a problem of resource. We are trying to like participate as much as possible, but since our time is limited, it's sometimes frustrating that we can't do everything. Yeah, I think that's a problem. But we are trying to make our work as productive as possible using like a design system. And we ask, for example, developers to refer the design system first before like asking detail to us directly. So yeah, we are, I think, trying to be productive.
I agree. I totally agree with Sara-san. So yeah, one of our challenge would be to bring consistency to the overall design of the HENNGE products. So we have now, we have now 4 main products, but those designs used to be inconsistent. And so we start organizing it on the design system to make sure every UI UX to be the same quality. So I think the design system is not finished when it's just completed, but it is important thing. It is important to maintain it on an ongoing basis. So as you know, working style and tools around us are constantly changing. And so we want to keep updating our design system to make the product more convenient for our customers.
I see. Thank you so much. And Yeah, going back to one of the challenges that you've mentioned earlier, is that there's a limited resource right now. But I wonder, how do you like allocate tasks between the two of you? Like, how do you decide who will do what?
Yeah, good question. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we try to prioritize our task depending on what is most important for like each project. So we have a lot of like planning meeting and prioritization meetings, and we get input from everyone. And we have actually like prioritization, like we have a number, like this is important. So we try to work on that feature first. But another thing we are trying to be mindful is that there are multiple products at the same time. Every product has its own priority, and they don't have any agreement, between the product. But so we need to think like which product has the most urgent issue to solve. So there's always like discussion, and we try to, talk to each other and allocate on tasks.
Yeah,
I see. Yeah, but how about the workload? Isn't it like a lot? Like just hearing about what you do.
We don't really do that all the time, right?
Yeah, right. So yeah, the designer team generally doesn't work overtime. So, but we do occasionally get busy at times when, so when the main and the other side project heat up at the same time. So we sometimes have a couple of other side projects, like this.
Like HENNGE Talks.
So sometimes it happens. So maybe it happens once every 6 months, I think.
I see. Thank you so much for that. And I think we have a lot of questions actually. So I would like to move on to the Q&A. Thank you all for submitting your questions. So yeah, we have first question here. It says, when did you start doing pair design? Is there like any specific? Yeah.
Like, it was already happening, I think, because of the nature of Figma. We are always looking at Figma while we are doing a meeting. We don't even share our screen, just like go to the same workspace and like showing our design to get some review. And yeah, it happens naturally, like, hey, what about this? Like your design ongoing on live. And I think we are aware of that. We are doing the pair design. At some point, like people started to talking about it, like, hey, that there's a benefit of pair design. And even Figma released an article about pair design, like what we should do and what is the takeaway from pair design and stuff. So I think, recently we got aware of like, okay, this is what we are doing.
Yeah.
Actually, Sarah-san joined HENNGE almost 1.5 years ago, and before that, I was working on design solely. So and then after Sarah-san joined to the design team, we started collaboration.
Right.
So and we already have Figma, so it allows us to design collaboratively. So now it became our main tool.
Oh, okay.
If you're using Figma with your team, I think it just happens.
I see.
Yeah.
The collaboration.
Yeah.
It looks so cool actually when you guys were doing it earlier. So is there any like disadvantage though of using Figma in a collaborative way?
I think it just has a good thing, but maybe it's a bit complicated when it comes to like a difference in license or permissions. How do you say? Like, not everyone has this editing license. So if we want to let everyone join and design, we need to like upgrade. So
I see.
We actually want everyone to have like the highest permission so that everyone, like developers or product manager, can join us for designing. I think design is for everyone, but it costs some. So
yeah, that's I think
maybe that's a problem.
I mean, if it's worth it, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool. Yeah, and I hope that answers your question, Tsubasa-san. And next question we have here, what usability testing methods do you use? And greetings from Poland. Hello, Elvira.
Hello.
Yeah. Do you want to answer that? What usability testing methods do you use, sorry?
Okay, so we don't have a technical thing for the usability testing yet. We only do some internal like user tests with the users of HENNGE UI, like internal users of HENNGE UI. So we do like a interview, like walkthrough style interview with like, for example, salesperson of HENNGE. And yeah, we have some assumption and we want to test the different patterns of design, and we like present it in a very neutral way to this person, and then yeah, do the user interview or testing.
I see.
Yeah,
Thank you.
see if it's work. Yeah.
We also sometimes use the mockup created on Figma before the implementation, so we can quickly check the feasibility or
Okay,
yeah.
great.
I hope
Thank
that
you.
answers.
Yeah,
the
hope that
question.
answers your question, Elvira. And yeah, we have another one here. How do you design for users with a wide range of comfort with tech? For example, saying click the hamburger menu might be confusing for someone who doesn't know the term.
So I think it's like an accessible design for any like user who has a different background thingy. And I think we know the like age, the average like age of the users and stuff like that. And we actually have a quite range, and we try to be like plain as possible, or try to meet like a standard design, like referring material UI of Google or human interface design. So we don't do something too crazy. We always try to design an interface that someone has already seen. So yeah, we're not trying to be too like
Too complicated.
or too aesthetic or too unique. So it's sort of the thing that designer wants to do, you know, like you want to be creative about like aesthetics, but sometimes we need to give up for the usability.
So sometimes designer wanna be like an artist, but but our customers prefer to the more familiar design because they often use that kind of design on their tools. So yeah, that's
perhaps more practical that way as well.
So we should keep it in mind.
And make everything extra clear.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for answering that. Yeah, we have another here. Looking at how pair design works, there is a lot of room for conflicting views. Who gets the final say when such situations arise? That's from Tenzin. Thank you so much for the question.
Thank you.
Yeah, there are possibilities. And if we cannot decide between us, like we present multiple patterns in the like design meeting, not design meeting, like a team meeting. So we get inputs from everyone, and we always miss out something. So we like usually get some sort of like agreement with everyone that this is the best design, so let's go for it.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. So you always like discuss things before going to the decision. Got it. Thank you. I hope that answers your question, Tenzin. And yeah, next one. Does Figma have tools for working with mobile screens or small displays?
So, sorry, can you repeat the question?
So does Figma have tools for working with mobile screens or small displays?
Actually, it provides a mobile apps, but we rarely use that. And so we mainly use the desktop version.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not very practical yet to interact with Figma on mobile, but we use the mobile version when you do the testing. So when we want to show the mobile UI for the user, we show the mockup on the mobile device and then give it to the user.
I see.
Yeah, that's I think when
Okay.
we use the mobile.
Okay, so you don't really use mobile as of right now. It's more on the.
No, only when we want to check the design
Okay.
or want to test. Yeah.
Got it. Thank you. And yeah, we have here from Camille. In the demo, it was mentioned that looking at how other applications solve a problem can be helpful. Are there other places that you tend to draw inspiration?
There are like multiple nice
Yeah.
websites and services, and my recent trend is to look at AWS Cloud Workspace. They recently released the design system, and because it's also a super B2B complicated product, there are a lot to refer. Yeah.
I see.
Do you have
Do you have
Yeah.
any? Yeah.
So I often refer to the major B2B products like Google, and AWS, and GitHub. So because as I said earlier, so it is those are very familiar applications for our customers. So maybe we can always refer to those products. So that's why we can make more familiar design to our customers as well. Yeah.
I see. I see. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hope that answers your question, Camille. And yeah, we have another one from Nadia. And I think this one we've answered earlier, but please do repeat. Like, what is the biggest challenge when working as a UI UX designer?
Yeah, so I already mentioned about this complexity and like solving a puzzle thing. Or maybe there are another thing that I can talk about is that there are users that is difficult to reach. For example, so we have two layers of users, the administrator of the company and the employee of the company. And these employees are very difficult to reach. We don't, like salespeople don't talk to them, you know, like they don't choose to use our products.
Right.
They're just there working and they get asked to use the product. It's kind of like a forced
I see.
to use. So we have difficulty to reach these kind of users. And I think, but we still need to like design the interface for them too. So I think that's a challenge. Yeah, but we are trying to get the feedback from them by putting like a feedback form inside our product. And we lately get more feedback from these end users. So it's getting better, but still the challenge part is this.
I see.
Yeah, so as I said earlier, so one of our challenges would be having a design system. And so actually, so we already built it. So but important thing is to maintain it on ongoing basis. And so so our work environment and tools are constantly changing. So we need to keep up with that trend. So we will challenge to maintain our design system constantly.
Yeah, great. So yeah, it seems like we still continuously have a lot of challenge as well. But as you mentioned, we're trying to solve them as well. Okay, thank you. Hope that answers your question, Nadia. And we have another question from Stephen Swanson. I thought it was interesting that you liked the floating toolbar, but said that it was probably too expensive or time expensive to develop that new feature. Does that come up often, or do you decide when to design a new feature or when to pass it on it?
That's a very good question. So it's a good question. So we have already like most of the components in the design system, and we try to use as much as possible because we have 4 teams, and once we introduce new components like floating toolbar, that is quite a big component, I guess, and we need to direct them to create the same looking one. So that's a very expensive. We need a lot of resource, like 4 front-end developer at least.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where we think it's expensive. But we do try to add new things when the impact of the components is big, or we cannot substitute with the already existing components.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when we design, when we think consider some design, so yeah, we try to make a lot of ideas for the design, and also it includes a kind of crazy idea. But yeah, we know. So it's all it's going to be difficult to implement it. So, but we also keep it keep that idea. If we believe. It also could be the one of the promising ideas.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So
I see.
So we've always tried to create both basic idea and crazy idea.
I see.
Yeah, but crazy idea could be very useful.
Mm-hmm.
There are components that other products are already using, but we haven't started even.
Mm-hmm.
And usually there's a reason. If the components is very common, there are a lot of use cases, they're very flexible kind of thing. And we actually recently decided to add new components that it's quite complicated, but it's going to be very useful. And I'm excited to release that components anytime soon. Yeah.
I see. Thank you so much. And yeah, thank you again, Stevenson, for that question. We have few here. The next one, how did you land your first UI UX designer job, and what is the most important thing should I prepare if I want to break into the UI UX designer? I'm currently a software engineer.
Good question.
Good question.
So maybe the first question first. How did you land your first UI UX designer job?
Yeah, I didn't go any like a design school or anything. I taught myself how to do a UI UX design. So you can also be a UI UX designer. If you're already a software developer, then like, why not? It's very easy for you, I think. I think I just learned by doing. So I just joined one of the startup, or a friend of mine was running, and I just tried to do the UI UX part. And there are a lot of like online courses, and Figma also has a lot of tutorial on YouTube, and you can just interact with Figma and try to create like a product, one product. It doesn't need to be like a real product. You need to just create.
I see.
Learning by doing, I think.
Yeah. So it's a more on a self-taught kind of process for you.
But definitely like joining one of the organization would help you, because you might realize there are so much more things than just designing, like, understanding the user, understanding the business goal, understanding the technical feasibility. You might be a professional of it, but I think joining on the organization would be helpful.
Great.
Yeah. So for me, I started my career as a UI designer. So yeah, actually now I'm a UI UX designer, but I started as a UI designer, and I think it's a so starting your design career as a UI designer would be a one of the, how to say, good way. So because for the UX design related skills, so it's sometimes difficult to try. So because it sometimes needs the other people to help to ask interviews, so to ask doing some tests. So but for the UI design related skills, so you can start quickly, and also even you can draw the wireframe on your memo pad. So yeah.
I see. And yeah, so it says here, like, what is the most important thing that they should prepare if they want to be a UI UX designer? Is there anything here?
Yeah, as I said, I think it's the experience of some sort of project. I think through like you can train your UI skill itself. Like there are like a daily UI thing that like give you an assignment every day for a UI design. You can of course do that, but I think the company wants someone who has thought about something more than that. Maybe like your communication skill or like some thoughts of like a product concept or like yeah, I think company wants to hire someone who can do a little bit more than UI. Yeah, I think that's what you should prepare. I think it's difficult to prepare these kind of things.
That's
I
true.
know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But you should try it. Maybe you can sign up for some Google UX course. They will give you like assignments to do your own project. Ask your friends to improve your UI design. So involving someone else is probably the best way to prepare for the UI UX job.
I see, I see.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Anything from Kame-san, or is it
yeah,
everything?
it's the same.
Okay, thank you. We have another one here. How do you hand over your designs to developers? I think that's a very good question.
That's a good question. So because Figma, again, is very interactive tool, you can just invite developer to come to the board and find a design. They can't edit it, but they can like see and comment.
Right.
And so that's one way we can present the design to them. And we try to organize the design in a like clear way. Like we add the different state of the design, or like give the title or the version so that they don't get confused with all the design.
Right.
So we use Figma for that, and we sometimes take a screenshot and post in the GitHub when there are more like explanation is needed. And if we want to involve more people for the feedback, we use Slack so that we can tag a specific people.
I see, I see.
Yeah, so we often use Figma during the meeting with engineers. So we show our screens, and the team member can see our Figma screen, and then they discuss something about the design we created, and we can update that design in real time. That is very useful. So they can talk about the design improvement while checking the design visually. So
that's very nice. So mainly you use Figma and Slack as well when you communicate.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, I think I skipped one question actually from Rob. I know there's a lot of questions. We actually want to thank our viewers for that. It's a great thing. So yeah, it's from Rob. Where do you get new inspiration for your current and future designs? Do you follow design blogs or read magazines or attend any conferences? Perhaps anything?
I think we do all of them.
Especially I love Figma, so I'd like to catch up with their update, and Figma, this year, Figma has a local community in Japan. So, and they often hold a, fan meeting. I think it's every month. So, and I try to join every session. So, yeah, that's very, I learn a lot from that fan meeting.
Thank you. How about Sara-san?
Yeah, I read design blogs, or I also join like a designers community where we exchange like what's going on in your organization and what's your like challenges and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you. And yeah, I think we're almost approaching the time. So I would like to ask you, I think we have many viewers maybe aspiring to be a UI UX designer as well. So if you could ask, or if you can give any advice or message to them.
Oh, okay. Can I go
Yeah.
first?
Sure.
Okay, first, let me say that HENNGE is a great place to work and very rewarding environment for aspiring designers. So if you want to develop your skills as a UI UX designer, so yeah, please be aware that the design work now became a team effort, not a solo effort. So we try to bring more value to the product in collaboration with other members having diverse backgrounds. So in fact, tools like Figma have given us the ability to do collaborative design work, like we demonstrated earlier. So I think this is on the same stream as the current trend in the design industry. So we will be very happy if some of you come to HENNGE and collaborate with us in the future. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about Sarah-san?
Such a great advice, and feel like you covered everything. Yeah, of course, like communication skills is very important. I also insist, because I think you've learned a lot from like presentation or like this code pair design. You always need to talk to someone to like present your idea and articulate your idea. You need to explain why this design is good. So I would recommend always have a reason for your design and why you can believe this design is the best for the users. I think you can practice this in your daily life. You can even point out like design in front of you. For example, in a train, there are a lot of advertisement. Why this ads is like this?
Right.
Like you always find the reason of like why this looks like this. So.
I see.
Yeah, I think that's the advice I can give.
Thank you. Thank you so much for such an amazing advices from you guys. And yeah, unfortunately, the time has almost come for us to end this session, and hope you guys enjoyed it. And we will have a quick survey. If you can flash that in the screen. Yes, you will have the QR code here. Please let us know your comments or feedback from the QR code on the screen, and we really appreciate it. And for our next session, we will have the front-end focus, maintaining cloud stores from front-end only. This will be conducted by 3 of our front-end engineers, and it will be another interesting talk. So please stay tuned, and thank you all again for joining us today, and hope you have a nice day.